Warning, an unpopular opinion on business forthcoming. Policies and SOPs, standard operating procedures, will not help you scale your business. Yeah, I said it. I know it sounds preposterous. However, I'm being literal. You see, there are best-selling books out there that may have led to you and many business owners wasting too much time and ultimately mitigating their ability to tap into fast growth. No worries, because today I'm going to share exact details on what will help you drop into fast growth. The acronym is KPE, and that's the secret to clients like Azure Standard growing from 65 million to 250 million in just 2 years. Here, let me draw on the whiteboard for life cycles of businesses. I'll use the age of a human from birth to death as an analogy here, and when I share each of these stages, I'm sure you're going to relate to them, and you're definitely going to be able to relate to the challenges you're facing in each one of those stages. Ultimately, you'll see why policing SOPs is not what you're going to need to drop into fast growth for a small business. Rather, I'm going to share with you the proprietary KPE fast growth structure, and I know you're going to love it. Okay, here's the fundamental stages of a business life cycle. Here's the early years in your business life cycle. Through here, this is, where you gave birth to the company. Usually, I don't know, you sold a bunch of stuff, including your 401k, or you got into debt through friends, family, or the bank. And in this stage, what's your biggest challenge in early years? Here, let's just write this down here for you. Early years. What's the biggest problem you have right now in the beginning? Always. Biggest problem? It's cash, baby. You're lacking the cash it takes to keep the company afloat. Every single day, that's what you're focused on is, I need more cash, baby. And this I means you're making most of all the decisions. Your management team is managing based on crisis. What crisis? Cash flow crisis. So new client acquisition is your number one focus on this stage called early years. The next stage in your business life cycle is fast growth. Oh boy, this is a lot of fun. Fast growth. In fast growth, this is like the teenage years. What do teenagers know? They think they know it all, but they really don't. Now, you're growing fast, though, like crazy. We're talking about at least 20% of growth or more a year. I'm going to talk about Amber Lee a little bit later. She did 442%. So that's definitely qualifying as fast growth. Now, what's happening here? Here you'll learn how to acquire clients. Here you're taking clients from the market. You're just doubling down, growing like crazy, just snatching and grabbing all the business that you can. This is the fun time. So if you're a software company, you're coding like crazy. If you're a sales company, you're selling like crazy. If you're a contractor, you're building like crazy. Like, it's just fun to be really busy. The next stage in your business life cycle is a young adult. But notice I'm pulling out the red marker again, because just like this one was stressed with cash, this one here, this one's all about complexity. That's right. Things got crazy again. Here it was simple, easy. You're just taking clients from the market share. Here it's complex. You're thinking, oh my gosh, it's the end of our rope. Like, things are bad. You think you're way over there in the life cycle of death, but you're not. You're just facing the logical challenges that come as a young adult. Next stage in your business life cycle is maturity. That's right, you want maturity, because here in your business, I was struggling for cash. Here I'm taking clients like crazy. Here I'm dealing with complexity. I've got, a lot of management personnel making mistakes. So that's, stressing you out. But here, this is where revenue and profits grow at the same time. This is where you want to be, is mature. And the next stage in business life cycle, unfortunately, pulling out the red pen again, because here, after maturity, this is the later life. Here, things have changed. Here in the later life cycle, you're just starting to feel the effects of age. Things are limited. You're slowing down generally. It doesn't mean things are over, just like here. You should expect that. And there's an effect, I'll tell you later, that you can come from here to here again if you want to. But let's first explain the next stage. The next stage is after later life. This is where you're aging. This is where you're aging, you're in denial. I like it that way. People are acting like I'm a victim. They're pointing fingers at each other. After aging, you move towards institutionalization and death. So this is the fundamental arc of life cycles of all businesses. Now that you have a visual for life cycles in business, let's discuss this oxymoronic, preconceived notion of how to get your business to run more without you or grow without you. Seriously, most of the gurus and the authors out there get this one wrong, constraining their ability to scale. This is not too audacious of a comment once you look at the situation and use a little discernment here. This type of aha moment is typically discovered during the Ultimate Business Breakthrough Experience. This is our live workshop with only 12 business owners at a time. I've hosted thousands of these in my last 2 decades, and here's what typically unfolds. When I ask them, who or what runs your business? Who or what should be running your business? Here's what inevitably happens. Down here in the early years, I say who or what should be running your business, and the response I get here is me. The founder says I should be running the company. Okay, great. So they say me. And quickly, a few others, they speak up. They're a little bit more seasoned business owners who've tapped into fast growth. They no longer have this martyrdom stamped on their forehead, so they speak up and correct them and say, no, your team should be running your company. So here it's, I should be running company. Here it's the team is running the company. And then inevitably, what's gonna happen is that you're gonna find someone who's mature. And that company that's in a more matured state of mind goes, no. It's not you that should be running your company. It's not your team that should be running your company. Your company should be ran by systems. Okay, great. So we know we need systems to be in this state of mind. But those in business who started to age, they're unconsciously running their businesses based on what? They're over here running based on policies. This aging issue, policy is dictating their trajectory. Here's systems, here's the team, and here's you, the founder. And in the aging stage, policy dictates their direction, like at the DMV. Now, small business owners, how do you feel about the word policy? Just look at the word policy. Literally, look at it. The etymology of that word. What other word looks a lot like that? Policy. That's right. Police. Now, if you want to ensure your team follows the policy, you have to police it. So if you want your team to ensure they follow the policy, you police it. Police? What? What do you mean? Like the man? I mean, that's the antithesis to what most entrepreneurs identify as, especially in the early years. It's counterculture to most small business owners. They put it all on the line in the early years for what? Freedoms. But beyond just identity, let's talk about time and money. It simply takes resources to police anything in life. If you're in your early years in your business life cycle, that's expensive. All too expensive for entrepreneurs to invest that time and money to enforce policies. Now, if you're in your teenage status, you're growing like crazy. Growth is at the core, not stagnation, not solidification of standard operating procedures and reinforcement of those policies. See, heavy policing in the business life cycle leads to institutionalization, which I've yet to identify on the board yet. That's pretty much the stage before your company dies. Here's a random fact for you. Only 10.4% of the original Fortune 500 companies that made it on the list originally even made it last year. When you go past maturity, what's lacking in these stages that's making you head towards death is the lack of innovation. That's right, over here, you had nothing but innovation. So bottom line, if policing does not serve your life cycle, what do you really want? Assuming you desire to grow and scale your business to maturity, then what should it be? It should be KPE. KPE stands for Key Points of Execution. When I first read Michael Gerber's E-Myth, that book originally helped me change my business. It really changed my life. And I felt as if I was like on a mission, marching to the beat of the same drum about the need to stop working in the business and I need to stop and work on it. Now, we all know the value of being proactive. The strategic insights that come from that proactive time can be very powerful. Yet let's not forget, good advice is contextual. And if your business is growing fast or in the early years, you may have read that book and mistakenly tried to bottle like lightning here, meaning whatever it is you're doing brilliantly, you try to bottle it up. You take this magic and try to lock it down with policies in order to create standard operating procedures because that's what it said to do so in the book. Just realize you've got a huge manual. It's a now document that may even be digital for all your processes that honestly, no one's referencing. Why? Because it's totally overwhelming to navigate. It's overwhelming in general because things change. So the document may be out of time and space and therefore it just feels irrelevant. Then people start to feel deflated that they've even wasted their time to build those SOPs, or even worse, they feel like you've gone corporate on them. You're micromanaging them and now your culture's changed. Here at TM3, we've helped our clients make the biggest impact by sharing precisely what to work on. Working on documenting your processes for your key points of execution. Not all actions, but the key points, hence KPEs, key points of execution. So let's say your strength is sales. As a founder, like Amberly Allen, she was absolutely crushing it as she grew from $0 to $3 billion in processing. But it's time to hire a sales team to continue to grow fast, meaning she's already had her company grow over 400% 2 years in a row. So that would be an ideal key point of execution to articulate so you can share that with a new hire, in this case, a sales rep. Now, a hint for you in this process is don't document KPEs in like a petri dish. Rather, document them in the real life, in the action of facilitating them, because the person who's facilitating the process may be unconsciously competent, meaning the founder may not know why she's so amazing and good at selling her services. But recording her sales calls revealed it was how she spoke, like her tone and her cadence, not just what she said. Therefore, you get to create the what, the scripts from her recordings, but more impressively, you're able to capture the secret sauce of the how she said it. Now, a new rep can review a script of what they need to be saying on sales calls and simply click a link to hear what their leader has said exactly, like in that exact sentence, and how she said it when she won over that big client. What if your business is like David Steltzer's, Azure Standard, doing $65 million a year? In this young adult stage of their business life cycle, you have a team of people that are facilitating specific roles. So here's another profound distinction that can help you entrepreneurs scale your business and get it running more without you. And that is how to work on it, meaning how to work on it is instead of pushing to enforce a procedure that one of your employees created, because what if they've been in the company longer? That's probably why they got job to facilitate the SOP, and their process is a bit kind of old school and they might not even be as efficient anymore. Wouldn't you rather desire to capture the best of all your employees who facilitate that role? Wouldn't you rather strive towards continued improvement, constant, never-ending incremental improvements? Because in today's marketplace, if you pause innovation long enough to reinforce a policy derived from a procedure, well, you'd be left in the dust in a heartbeat when you don't embrace positive innovation. The solution to better work on it is a simple process called GSD. GSD can change everything for you in a positive way. The process allows you to hold your team to the highest standard while simultaneously raising those standards each and every single week. Yes, they can handle the request of do more with less, proven by the fact that Azure Standard grew from $35 million to $165 million in just 5 years. In fact, your team wants the opportunity to step up. Every soul feels like they're dying if they don't grow. And if you don't help them, your staff members grow, they're gonna leave you because they're gonna feel unfulfilled in their business. People wanna feel progress. This isn't time to go into detail on the GSD process. However, if you download the KPE toolkit, you'll have access to that video. And when you take that one step to pick up the KPE toolkit, you'll get results in a week and help you learn these two powerful things. First, learn how to work on it weekly, called TPA. How to use it to get your business running more without you. The second is learn how to run a GSD workshop. By the way, GSD stands for Get Shit Done. The KPE toolkit will provide the specific instructions on how to get your team to become a part of the KPE development process. You want them to be a part of the creating them, not just so you can get the best out of your employees, but because they would have to be a hypocrite not to implement what they helped create themselves. Okay, let's review this. We discovered what life cycle stage your business is really in. That gives you the power of anticipation of what obstacles you should logically be facing next. as well as what obstacles could be holding you back. You learn that you may not want to invest money and time into policy reinforcement, rather leverage KPEs, key points of execution. Unlike a large company who polices their policies, rather small companies need to embrace innovation. Therefore, their structure needs to support improvements, not stagnation. That's the purpose of KPEs. Bring structure to the chaos from your fast-growing business, which allows for momentum as opposed to policies which take time and money to reinforce. When you leverage KPEs, I've seen business owners tap into double and triple rate of growth when they haven't seen more than a single-digit rate of growth in many years. Combine Get Shit Done workshops with KPEs and you're gonna have the greatest advantage. You know you're doing this well when your team's asking for even more workshop time versus trying to avoid the painful and poorly ran meetings of too many small and stagnant companies. Be one of the few businesses that go through fast growth while having the structure to support an even more profitable exit with a greater multiple. What you will learn has already helped many clients get their business to run more without them and grow more without them. So click the KPE toolkit and you get precise guidance on how to better work on your business. Click on that link and I'll see you in the toolkit video.